YouTube channel. It's your Aneesah, Nate, and we are back with another sports talk video. Now, if I have a lisp, I have my retainer in, so that's that. But I got my hair done, so I'm not looking like Pikachu anymore. Thank you. Okay. First, we have the Sweet 16 starts today at 2:30. So the games is happening. It's going on. It's getting excited. First game I'm going to talk about is Duke versus North Carolina. We are literally getting a in real time university rivalry in the Sweet 16. We have Duke versus North Carolina. Now, who do I think is win? I think Duke is going to win just considering the fact they are on a roll. They have been on a roll. They've been hooping. They've been playing defense. And I feel like they can hold North Carolina to under that 60-point range. And when Duke is able to hold their opponents between the 50s and the 60s, they usually win the game. I feel like Duke is their time. Their Kara era is now becoming a time where it's like, okay, we rolling it in, we getting done, we need to get done. We're having success. I think they'll win and move on to the Elite Eight. Now, if I had to guess the score, I would say Duke 68, UNC 63. That's the score I'm going with. That's what I think is going to happen. The next game, we have Ole Miss versus UCLA. Now, this game, although shout out to Coach Yo, she's been doing a great and amazing thing with this program. I feel like they are building their pieces, and they have made it to the Sweet 16. However, I feel like it's not their time right now, and UCLA is going to come away with the dub. Now, in the first two quarters, I do feel like it's going to be a close game. Maybe even in the third quarter, in the first 2 minutes, it'll still be close. But eventually, I feel like UCLA will just become too much for Ole Miss. They have too many weapons. Kiki Rice, London Jones, Lauren Betts, and the list goes on. And I feel like they'll essentially just be too much for Ole Miss. But shout out to Coach Yo. I'm appreciating her social media presence and her excitement about getting to the Sweet 16. And I don't think she expected them to be having this much success this early. But shouts out to them. And Madison, shout out to her. Madison is a senior. I hope she has a really, really great game. But I do feel like UCLA is going to end up with the W. Now, we got LSU versus NC State. This, or the next game we're going to talk about, I feel like is going to be the game of the day. In my opinion, I feel like NC State is the sleeper team in the Sweet 16. Everybody's talking about the North Carolina and the Duke game, that rivalry game. But I feel like a lot of people are counting out NC State. In my opinion, I feel like they could be a four-headed monster if everybody just locks in. Isaiah James, Zoe Brooks, Madison, and the list goes on. I feel like Ansanaya. I feel like NC State does have what they need to be able to be successful. I would not be surprised if they ended up beating LSU because I feel like they are a really good team. However, I feel like LSU may potentially be too much inside the paint. And overall, I feel like Aneesah is going to have to take over this game in order for LSU to get the W, and they're going to have to lock in defensively. I do expect the guards to have a good game, but the person that I feel needs to be the most impactful in order for them to succeed is Aneesah Morrow. NC State does not have a lot of presence inside. In my opinion, which if they did have a really, really good post player, I feel like they would most definitely be unstoppable if they had that this year. But their post play is just so. It's not as great as Aneesah Morrow's post play game. So I'm going to go with LSU potentially winning this game, but I won't be surprised if NC State comes up with the W because they can score really, really fast, really, really quickly, especially as Miss James gets going. I don't know. They're going to have to put Flau'jae on James. Flau'jae is, in my opinion, the best on-ball defender that they have. Actually, that's not true. Sade Wilson is a really good on-ball defender, but I feel like Flau'jae's length will affect James the most. Sade Wilson is a very, very good defender, but I feel like, however, I do feel like Flau'jae is a really, really good defender. and I do feel like Sade Wilson is a great on-ball defender as well. But I feel like for James to feel that defender the most, Flau'jae is going to have to guard her. And even though Sade Wilson is really good on-ball defender, I feel like James is just going to shoot over the top of her because she has unlimited range. Unlimited range. But in the end, I feel like LSU will come away with the W. They're just so locked in. I feel like they're motivated by the fact that people are counting them out. And people counted them out even before the Sweet 16. Okay, now the last and final game, which I feel like people are writing Maryland off, but it's Maryland versus South Carolina. Maryland versus South Carolina, I feel like it's going to come down to the fourth quarter. And then South Carolina may run away with the game by like 15 or 14 points. But Maryland's not no punk. And I don't feel like they're just going to blow Maryland out by 30 or 40 or 50. I don't think that. I think Maryland's going to be motivated by the fact, and their coach is going to make sure, because she makes sure they're motivated, by the fact that they are being counted out, and they're saying like they're going to blow them out by 30 and 50, not as SEC, but everybody else. And even Chloe Kitt's comments about like they're good, her comment basically saying they're good, but we're better. I'm going to include the clips at the end. But overall, today is the Sweet 16. So happy Sweet 16. I hope y'all made y'all second chance brackets in order to win some more money. And hopefully the second chance brackets are doing great. Although during this March Madness, it hasn't, on the women's side, it hasn't really been as much craziness and madness. The brackets in the games have been very predictable, in my opinion. It hasn't been off the wall or crazy. But that may change today. Continue to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube videos. We are so close to 500 subscribers. It's crazy. But keep subscribing. I'm going to keep posting and keeping y'all updated and tuned in. Peace.
I mean, they're a really good team. They're here for a reason. As you see in the Alabama game, when they played Alabama, they just fought really hard. So we need to be ready for everything. I mean, they have good shooters, good post players, so we just need to follow our scout like our coaches told us to do. And, you know, go out there and play with heart. Go out there and play like it's our last game. It's not going to be, but yeah.